Okay, I see that we're broadcasting. I'll get ready to kick it off in just about 30 seconds. We got Deidre Beecham with us today and Howard Wolpak. Wolf, Wolpak. I always mispronounce names. I've got a degree in Southern slang and I can mispronounce a name correctly the first time right out of the gate. No problem. But Howard's a nice guy. I know he'll forgive me. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Messages of Inspiration, Hope, and Support. This has been brought to you by speakerspathway.com. Speaking of speakerspathway.com, let me share a few things for you there, what we do at speakerspathway.com. This is our homepage right here. You can see the speakerspathway.com website. We have TEDx training I'll share with you, complimentary gifts. We have a section here, what some of our members talk about. Here's the messages of inspiration, hope, and support. We're going to click on that and take a little bit more detailed look in just a moment. And Dandy Don McGrath, the co-founder, my partner, he has a free complimentary course to help you grow your business through speaking, because whether you're speaking on in front of a stage or on a webinar, YouTube video, whatever, your speaking skills are extremely important. And these are some of the things that we do because everybody, no matter what your business is, you've got to have the tools to be able to get your name out there. Make no mistake about that. And this is the Wild Bunch. This is the executive team, and me and Don, we're very glad to have them. But let's start with the TEDx training. Don offers a free course, Simple Steps to a Kick Butt TED Talk. To get your free action guide, just click on that right there, and you'll get it. Don will send it to you in an email. And it's very simple, very clear cut, very precise. Don is an engineer, so he gets it right down to the nitty gritty. The messages of inspiration, hope, and support. When you click on there, see more, we have each speaker's individual presentation recorded there. And as you can see, we get down here to the bottom here. We've got 10 pages there. So let's just click on one of them, like this one right here for convenience sake. This is their individual presentation, Fernanda Furman and her husband. And you can listen to them and you read up a little bit about them. We have that on each one of our individual speakers. And also, we're very excited because today we're kicking off with our pilot program with a select few people. We're supposed to get 10 in, and they left me in charge of counting the 10, so we got 12. That's a Jim's 10. The pilot program is the 6-minute webinar. This is going to be a very, very hot issue, the 6-minute webinar, so stay tuned. The 6-minute webinar is at speakerspathway.com. Speakerspathway.com is the only and official home of the 6-minute webinar. But let's go ahead and bring our first guest to the show here today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get Deidre to cut her camera on. I sent you a request and unmute her. Good morning, young lady. How are you today?
Hello. I'm fantastic. I hope you're doing well.
Good. Oh, just doing excellent. I'm very happy to be here. It's an honor to do this show because all of the individual speakers, I learn a lot. So I tell people, hey, make sure you go to speakerspathway.com, check on the messages of inspiration, hope, and support of the individual presentations, because those folks there have got a bundle of information there for everyone. Now, you're going to be speaking to us today about build your audience with videos on Facebook and YouTube. Is that correct? Deidre, can you hear me?
That is correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. Had me worried there. I thought, oh yeah, I hear you fine. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the techie guy here behind the scenes, and good help's hard to find. So I thought I did something wrong. Let me do two things. Number one, let me make you the spotlight video. Let's see if we did that correctly. Come on now. There we go. And let me cut off my mic and mute my mic, cut off my camera, and the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Jim. You know, it's interesting because I've been doing this presentation for a couple of years now. And a couple of years ago, they said that by the year 2022, 83% of all online traffic was going to revolve around video. Don't think they expected COVID-19 to come around because, of course, almost all of the online traffic right now is video. So, and it's really interesting because anybody can do video. I mean, we're doing video right now, but you can simply pick up your phone and do video. But just because you can do video so simply doesn't mean that it's simply done. And so that's what I want to talk about today, is helping you to kind of overcome some of the fears that you may have, some of the questions that you may have running around your head about doing a good video. Just to give you a little bit of very, very brief background, I've been a videographer a little over 10 years and helping people to grow their businesses using video. And I teach people how to create their own videos using their cell phones. So I've been doing this, again, for a little over 10 years, and there are a lot of things that I've learned. So I'm going to share some of those things with you. And the most important thing that I can tell you about growing your business using video is that you have to be yourself. You have to be authentically you. And the reason that's so important is because your video has to stand out. You have to stand out. And what better way to stand out than to be unique? Well, what's more unique than being yourself? Because you, just being you, is unique. That's scary. I know that when I first got started shooting videos about myself, I was terrified. And there's so many doubts and judgments that go on in your head. I'll tell you some of the things that I had. I was saying to myself, oh my gosh, I'm too fat. What am I going to say? Who's going to listen to me anyway? I mean, there are all of these doubts and insecurities that jump into your head. And then what do I sound like? And are people going to be judging me? But you're already judging yourself. So I want to help you to put a lot of those fears to the side. First of all, almost everybody has those thoughts that go through their heads. And as a viewer, we're not thinking super critically. We just want to know, what are you going to teach us? What do you have to offer to me that's going to help me to grow and change and do better, either personally or in my business, or to make more money, or whatever it is that you teach? That's what we're looking for as an audience. So most people are not sitting there going, okay, well, how can I judge this person today? They're just not doing that. And for people that are doing that, that's not your audience anyway. So what I want you to think about, first of all, is that when you're speaking on video, that you want to speak to your audience, your number one best client. So picture who the best client that you could possibly have, and you speak to that one person. Some people would call this an avatar. I like to just pick out my best client that I have right now and say that I'm speaking to her. And that makes me feel comfortable. And most of my clients say that makes them feel comfortable. Don't think about how many people might be listening. You're talking to one person. That's the person you want to talk to. And then just be yourself. Now, for some people, even that's a challenge. And so one of the best tips that I can give you is just to pull up your phone without thinking about sending it out to anybody and just record yourself. Record yourself for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, doesn't matter how long. And at first it's going to feel very awkward and uncomfortable if you're not used to being on video. And then when you're done recording yourself, again, doesn't matter what you're talking about. When you're done recording yourself, make yourself watch it. Oh, and it's going to suck. You're going to hate it. You're going to absolutely hate it, but that's okay. Because the point is to help yourself get over that. And so you want to watch as many videos of yourself to help you to kind of get over that insecurity, of that feeling of, get used to the sound of your voice. You are going to sound different to yourself listening to yourself being recorded. Okay. So let me give you some other tips. Again, be authentically you all the time, every time you're on video, and just be comfortable. And again, the best way to be comfortable is to just practice on things that you're not going to put online. Okay. Another thing is to plan your video. Whatever it is that you're going to talk about, plan it out first. A lot of people spend a lot of time starting out by saying something like this. Hey, my name is Deidre Beacham and I'm a video coach. Okay, nobody cares. Seriously, nobody cares who you are. Not at first. You have 6 seconds to grab somebody's attention. So if you don't say something in the first 6 seconds to let people know what this video is going to be about, what they're going to get, who you are, then they're not going to listen. Okay, we're getting so much information right now. There are videos coming in left and right. So tell people what's in it for them. So instead of saying, hey, my name is, today we're going to talk about this. Okay. And that's how you start out. Then say your name. Okay. And I did that today. Gave a little bit of brief introduction about what I'm going to be talking about, and we're talking about video. And then I said my name. Nobody cares about your name up front. Okay. So you want to, I call it bonking them on the head. I use the acronym BOLD, B-O-L-D. So you want to knock them on the head, bonk them on the head with something right up front, what it is you're going to be talking about. And again, I would plan this out. The O stands for owning their attention. Make sure that whatever it is that you said in the beginning in your B, in your bonk them on the head, that you follow that up with the content that supports that. So you want to own their attention, stand there and make sure that you are being coherent and firm about what it is that you know and what it is that you're sharing with your audience so they can grab it and use it. That goes into my next letter, which is L, and that's lift them up. And what I mean by that is you don't want to say something that is so difficult for somebody to understand that they walk away from your talk even more confused. Okay. Everything that you talk about, you want to make it easy to follow, simple to follow. That's why I use this acronym. It's very simple to remember. B-O-L-D. Bonk them on the head, own their attention, lift them up. D, dare them to take an action. When you create a video, it takes time, it takes energy. You're giving of yourself. It's all about what it is for them, for the audience. At the end, you want them to take some sort of action. You want to get your audience used to taking action. It could be something as simple as asking them to click like, something as simple as asking for a comment, sharing with their friend, going to your website. That's my favorite call to action, is have them go to your website. For example, mine is bolduvideo.com, Y-O-U, bolduvideo.com. And when you get to the website, you want to have something for them that they can take away, that they'll easily exchange their information for to get. So have some sort of giveaway on your website. That's how you actually, because you want to get people offline, you want to get them off of Facebook and off of YouTube and into your hemisphere at some point. So, okay, so that's the P, that's the plan part. Another is prepare. So let me tell you a few things about prepare. We already talked about plan. That's actually planning out what you're going to talk about, but prepare is a little bit different. So you want to know, one of the things you want to keep in mind is how you're going to sound, what you're recording with, your lighting, background, and editing. So you're not going to have as much editing to do if you plan accordingly. You can actually start a video and end a video and not have to do any editing. That's awesome, because who wants to edit? It's a lot of time. So recording, again, you can do something as simple as your phone. It's fantastic. Actually, phones now are just as good, if not better, than the quality of camcorder that I was using back in 2008. That's crazy. And I had a semi-professional camcorder, and my phone is better than that now. Absolutely nuts. Lighting. This is a big mistake that a lot of people that are starting videos do, which is they'll have the light behind them because it's hard to see if you're facing the light. That's not good. Okay, if you're outside shooting, you want to make sure the sun is always in front of you, or be in the shade. But you want to make sure that the lighting is always in front. You'll see a lot of times where people will have a window behind them. Horrible. I have a window behind me, but I have actually a piece of plywood and a curtain so that you don't get all that light coming in behind me, which makes that big shine. But even more important than that, even more important than the sound and what you're recording with, the lighting, what you're recording with, is sound. Sound is critical. You have to have good sound. We'll watch, as an audience, we'll watch video that is potentially a little bit shaky, although I highly recommend you don't do that. Put it on a stand. But we'll watch something that's a little bit shaky, but we get very, very frustrated if it doesn't sound good. So I recommend using a mic, and one of my favorites, and I don't get any money for this, I just love this product. It's called a Boya mic. It's only $20, B-O-Y-A. And this hooks right into my phone. There's a little, you can get a little adapter if you have an iPhone. This one's for an Android, but you can get an adapter for the iPhone. And the difference that you hear on your recording strictly using the mic on your phone and the mic using a Boya mic is radically different. And it's going to make you sound and look so much more professional because of that sound quality difference. I'm telling you, it's worth 20 bucks. It's really fantastic. Okay, so another thing is to make sure that your background's simple. I actually have a background that's coming in a couple of days. It's going to be gorgeous back here, but you want something simple or not too distracting. You don't want a bunch of people running around back there. A lot of people say, well, hey, what if I sit in front of a bunch of books or a whole bunch of sayings in the background? Okay, so books are okay as long as they're far enough away that people aren't reading them, because this is what you'll see. I wonder what does she read? Oh, I have that book, and they're not listening to you. Listening to you. So books are cool. Just make sure they're far enough away that people can't see and read all the titles, because that's what they're going to be doing instead of paying attention to you and what you have to say. Same thing with sayings. Be careful about how many you have back there, because people will be paying attention to that again instead of listening to you, which is most important. So after you have all of that put together, right? You've spent some time, you've figured out who you are, you're being authentic. You've got your plan of how you're going to say what you're going to say. You've got your lighting and everything all right. Then put it on YouTube, Facebook. You can use the same piece of information and put it in multiple locations. And that's the most fantastic thing, is that you don't have to be stuck on creating one video and going, oh my gosh, now I need to create another video. Okay, yeah, you should be creating more videos, but you can use that same one and put it on YouTube. You can take that same one and put it on LinkedIn. There's so many different places you can take it. You can also take that and shorten it. There are different, there's a gift creators or gift makers, and you can take your video and upload it to some of these different sites, and you can create a GIF out of your video. Another thing you can do is create memes from it. Find something that you said in the video that is rather profound, and then create, you can take a little snapshot from a piece of your video and then write out on a meme maker. You can use a meme maker, or Canva. I love Canva, canva.com. Oh my gosh, it's free. And it'll actually size it to the right size, and you can put your information in there, whatever profound thing that you said, and put that onto your, and put that up onto Facebook or Twitter or wherever it is you want to do. So the nice thing is you can take that one piece and create multiple pieces of content from it, because it does take time, because you have spent time and energy creating it. So you want to make sure that you can use it in multiple places in multiple ways. So those are the big things that I teach, is about pre-work, plan, profit, prepare, and placement. So you can make sure you can take advantage of those things. And then I wanted to leave you with this. Video marketing is powerful. Now, everybody's doing video right now, but if you do it properly, if you are authentic and you pay attention to some of the things that I talked about today, create a content plan for yourself. I like to put things on a calendar so that I know what I'm going to be talking about. And then you create your videos. But it's a very, very powerful tool. The nice thing is I'll have videos that I put up that people are talking about a couple of years later. I could review constant upticks on the number of people that are watching, especially if you put them on YouTube. I mean, I know a lot of people like to use Facebook, and Facebook's great, but put them on YouTube, create a channel, because that's actually a search engine, okay? So people can search, find your videos, and watch them. So I want to thank you so much for inviting me to be here today. Again, if you want to learn more about me or see some of the programs that I have that I'm offering, go to Bold You Video. That's BOLDYOU video.com. And thank you so much for having me here today at Speakers Pathway.
Wow, you know, you got to talking there. You took me down memory lane because many years ago, I became an instructor in the United States Army.
Oh, wow.
And my very first course that I took was called Battle Focus Instructor Training Course. And we had this old school instructor up there, and he says, "Fellers, you got to get you a camera or you got to get a tape recorder and tape yourself, look at yourself in the mirror and all that." And he said, "You're going to hate yourself." And especially, you know, some of us guys with accents. I mean, everybody's got an accent.
Oh,
And
yeah.
good, you know, like some of the young people, when they talk on a video, they speak just like they do when they're talking to their friends. And when you do that, whether it's you, me, or anyone else, regardless of our age, I've got 40 in my rear view mirror. In fact, it's way back there. But when you do that, they forget that people are just hearing them now for the very first time. And it's going to take people a while to adjust to their language, to how they speak, how they express themselves. And they need to slow down and emphasize the power of pause. Like the other day, I was going down the street, and guess what? This is what I saw. And it brought to mind, but see, you're taking people on a journey, and that's very important. Now, I love the way that you talked about, you know, practice and prepare, because that's what they drilled into us. That was
It's
the main thing.
critical. It is absolutely
Yes.
critical. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I never will forget my very first class I got up and talked or spoke at. And I thought, man, oh man, I was awful. And it was at summer camp, so it was 2 solid weeks. I'm teaching the same course every 3 days over and over and over. And I thought, man, I probably was the worst instructor there. Then the next year, these young people, you know, younger soldiers came up and says, "Hey, you going to be teaching this class?" And I says, "No, I'm teaching another class." And I said, "Oh, geez, we were hoping you'd be teaching this class because you were the best instructor we had." And I'm going like,
Isn't that crazy? We're so
yeah.
hypercritical of ourselves when other
Mhm.
people, they're not looking at the same things we're looking at.
Not at all. And I'm glad you brought that out because we're so hard on ourselves. And if we're focused on providing good quality information from our heart, game over.
Exactly.
And just like I'd like to share with the people out there, let's just say that Howard will be on here in a few minutes. But let's say if Howard and Deidre and I were all talking about one subject like leadership, there's going to be some people that could say, when I come on, I'll say, "I'm going to be talking about leadership today. This is the feature we're going to be talking about. These are the benefits for you. I'm Jim Grant. This is who I am, da, 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 da. And let's get rolling." There's some people who's going to connect with me. And there's going to be a lot of people won't. But do not take that personal. It has nothing to do with you. It's just they
No.
connected with, they connected with Deidre or they connected with Howard.
Yeah.
And whoever you connect with, those are your soulmates as far as customers and clients.
Yeah, and
Because they
that's
can relate
something-
to you.
Yeah, and that's
Go
something
ahead.
too, because some people will say, "Well, I can't talk about this. There's so many people already talking about that." That doesn't matter because there's somebody out there just waiting for you and your voice, and they
Mhm.
haven't heard it yet. And until they hear you, they're lost.
Right. Because it's all about your personality and their ability to connect with you. And that's what it's all about. And for those, you just open up your heart and you just give them everything you possibly can from the heart. And I'm glad it has to come from the heart, not the head, because if it came from the head, Deidre, I'd be in trouble. I'm being honest. But I want to personally thank you today for your wonderful information. And you talked about the Boya Mike, B-O-Y-A, Mike,
Yes.
and
love it.
Canva. Was that Canva, canva.com that you use?
Canva.com. Yeah, and it's free. They have an upgrade. You know, of course, you can
Mhm.
spend more money, but it is a free service, and they already have pre-registered the sizes for the different things. So if you want to create a profile pic, it already has the size laid in
Wow.
there. You just put the information in. It's fantastic.
There's so much information out there, and that's why I love to have you doing this show here, because there's so much information shared with people. It's kind of like, wow, that was even a wow moment for me. And here I got a radio show and all these other wonderful things. And co-founder of Speakers Pathway, but it just goes to show you, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think I know. So, and that's true with a lot of people in it. But, but my
Absolutely.
point being, you know, when you find out good tidbits like that, share it with others because that's extremely important in life. And I love your bold, you know, bonk them on their head. You got to get their attention, and how you will own their attention and how you will lift them up, because people are going to be looking at you. Are you the person to help me get from where I am to where I want to be?
Yeah, and a lot
And
of people want to make things so confusing because they want people to come to them like, that doesn't work.
mm-mm.
You need to make it easy so somebody can walk away and do what you just told them so that they'll
Right.
come back.
Exactly. Exactly. Because if you make it too complicated, they're going to say, wow, if that's all I need is another headache, you know,
That's
and
right.
you know, and dare them to take action. And that's really really special there, because you've led them this far. You got their attention, you bonked them on the head. Now you've got to do a call to action. You got to say, now, if you want the results of what I've been talking about, the benefits, you got to move, you know, and that's
Exactly.
extremely important. And I just want to thank you so much, because the grassroots way that you explained about videos, I loved it. I really, truly do, because it's just a grassroots reality approach. That's what people need to hear. And that's what works for people, is grassroots, simple things. And Deidre, you did
Yes.
a fantastic job on that today. And I salute you, young lady.
Thank you very much, Jim. Appreciate it.
You're quite welcome. And thank you for being an active part of the messages of inspiration, hope, and support. We'll thank you again. And I got to do a little commercial here, and then I'm going to bring Howard on board, and we'll be right back here. Let me stop the video there and mute the mic and make myself the, let's see here. How do I do this? Okay. Here we go. There I am. Here I am. I got to do one little thing here right quick. I want to mention speakerspathway.com again. You remember what I said when I opened up the show this morning? That it is the home. Let me find it here. Here we go. The home of the 6-minute webinar. Our complimentary gifts. I did not get a chance to go into there. You can see that Koji Samadi, he deals with social media, video. Him and Deidre did a fine job of explaining that. Bill Heinrich, he's all about clarity in the mind. He's one of our executive training directors. All these folks are executive training directors. And Bill has a free book called Clarity Has No Story. You can get your free book at myfreebook.me. M as in Mike, E as in Echo, and I'm going to hold this up if I may. Bill is also the author of 7 Levels of Truth. This is his latest book, Bill Heinrich. If you flip over to the back, I'm going to move up to the camera, you can see truelifepurpose.com. If you go to truelifepurpose.com, you can get this book, and it's for sale on Amazon for $19.95. But if you go there to truelifepurposenow.com, Bill will send it to you, and you just pay shipping and handling. I don't remember the exact cost, but it's under $10. So it's a great deal for you. And Bill told me if I sold 100 of these things here, he'd take me out and buy me a chili cheese dog and supersize the fries. So I'm just kidding about that. But sincerely, it's a great book. I really enjoy it because it's all about clarity in the mind, that sort of thing. Dr. Sony Jackson, she has a free checklist for you for converting strangers into clients. Tamara Hunter, goodness. I always mention this a lot because Tamara, she's a cancer survivor. Her and a friend went through chemo treatments together. They created the Chemo Buddies for the number 4 life.org. Tamara created a celebration journal. This is for people to help people in their daily life that's dealing with cancer and any other disease. So if you know someone out there is suffering from cancer or any other disease, please get this free celebration journal because it'd be a blessing to them. Dustin Matthews. Dustin is a guy that he's known for making the irresistible offer. He's got a program there, how to get out of debt, boost your active income, start earning passive income. So get in touch with Dustin, Preston Martelli. Don McGrath and I, we call Preston Martelli Mr. Google. He really is sharp about Google. He answers a lot of questions, and he just, anything we know or ask, have a question on, we go to him about Google, game over. But he'll give you a free audit on your brand and give you 90 action steps to help you get to the next level. And because the brand is very important, because we may like our brand, but it may not be, attractive to others. So that's important. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, let me invite Mr. Howard, and I know I mispronounced his name. I'm going to have him pronounce it for me. Ask to start the video and unmute him. Howard, are you there? There you are, sir.
I am here. It's
So
Howard
glad.
Walpop.
So, Walpop, thank you. I knew I mispronounced that, and I get my tongue wrapped around my eye tooth, and sometimes I just can't see what to say. But today, you're going to be talking to us about a very interesting subject about marketing strategies in this new normal economy. Is that correct, sir?
That's correct.
Good deal. Well, let me do a couple things here, take care of some necessary business. I'm the tech guy behind the scene. I want to give you the spotlight video so people can see you well. And let me shut off my video, mute my mic, and Howard, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. As you can see, I'm here in my home office because I'm still home. And there's been a lot of fear and concern and shifting of how you're looking at your business because of what's happened the last couple of months. It's scary for a lot of people. It's challenging for even more, but some are very energized by this because it's really a time for companies to take a look at what they do and how they do it, and really kind of reinvent the company along the way, because there's a new normal, and people are going to be looking at how they spend and where they go and why they do business and how they do business a little bit differently. So you really have to step up your game to make sure that you are as competitive as possible. As an introduction, again, my name is Howard Walpop. I'm a chief marketing strategist for Profit Master Business Solutions. I work with small, medium-sized businesses to help them triple their leads, double their sales, and find $10,000 to $50,000 in their business without them spending additional dime marketing or advertising. Actually author of a couple of books, 45-minute business breakthrough that can actually be downloaded for free from my website, profitmasterbusinesssolutions.com. And I've been a host and producer for something called Buzz TV, an online business network, and worked with companies large and small throughout my 25-year plus career in marketing. But as I said, we're in uncharted territory right now. The pandemic has closed businesses, some temporarily and some permanently. It shut down the economy, kept us in our homes, but hopefully people have spent time analyzing their business and what they do, because really it is an opportunity. Chance to reevaluate every piece: how you market, how you communicate with clients and prospects, how you operate, and how you network. And it's key to make sure that you are bigger, better, faster, stronger moving forward, especially with some of the choices and changes that people are going to make. So I really put together a top 10 list of things that small and medium-sized businesses should be doing to prepare for this post-COVID-19 economy. And we'll go through them fairly quickly, but I want to make sure I share information with you on this. Is number one, to create a more compelling market-dominating message. The industry may have changed. You may have lost some competitors in the process. The pie may be actually smaller with what you're going to receive. So you have to make sure you analyze what your message is, who you are, what you do, why you're bigger, better, faster, stronger than your competitors, and make sure it's very clear and known that this is the messaging that you are providing to people. It's as people are going to be assessing what companies to work with, they want to make sure they're working with the best and gain the most value. So you want to make sure that you are stepping up your game in your messaging to make sure that they see the value in everything that you do. Number two is rewriting your elevator pitch. Now, everyone has something that they say when they get introduced to people. It's very important to have something that's well scripted and informative, but it's also now you want to kind of pack that punch a little bit more. I think that some of the information we heard from Deirdre with video really is connects here. I'm actually glad we were paired together in this on the show today, because you want to have the right messaging. It's not just, hi, my name is. You want to come out with a fact that's going to capture people's attention and have them thinking, and then keep giving them information to have them wanting more by the time you're done. So as an example, I'll give you mine. If you're not aware, 50% of all small businesses close within the first 5 years of operation. My name is Howard. I'm a marketing strategist. And if you give me 45 minutes of your time, I can find out how I can triple your leads, double your sales, and find $10,000 to $50,000 in your business without you spending additional time in marketing or advertising. But in truth, I don't want to be your marketing strategist. I would like to be your retirement strategist. A couple of different layers in what I say, the information that packs a punch in the middle, but it really makes you think that if you need help and work on your business, it really is to grow the revenue so you can retire as comfortably as possible. So I try to give that as a messaging going out, and then hopefully the offer is to meet with me and have a conversation afterwards. Number 3 is to create a grand opening plan. Think about it. You might have been closed for 2 months. People all around you might have been closed for 2 months. What if you actually had a celebration opening your business, opening your storefront with visuals, with balloons, with maybe even an ad campaign to spend on it, whether it's digital, hitting your network hard to help get some messaging viral on social media. Make sure people know that you are still around, still in business, how you operate, what changes may have been made, and make sure they're coming back in to really to celebrate with you. Number 4 is determine how to specifically deliver massive value. You, again, analyzing how you do things and how you deliver. This is very important. You want to be customer service focused as much as possible. You want to over deliver as much as possible. It's a great opportunity to connect with different businesses around the area and get coupons for restaurants to help support them and give that as an added value to your within the packaging of what you are presenting to your customers upon the sale. Between what you can offer a little bit extra, it will go a long way. People are looking for ways to really feel appreciated for spending. I know there's a lot of questions going on right now about COVID-19 taxes that are being put in on restaurant bills, and it's maybe needs for them, but it's a negative on the customer service end. Try to figure out how to over-deliver more than you've ever over-delivered before. Number 5, also something Deirdre mentioned, develop an irresistible lead magnet. You want to provide something that people can get for free on your website, but it's part of an equation. You want a website that is really speaking to people and getting their attention when they come to it. A lot of websites within your industry, if you click around to your competitors, they look fairly similar, and there's not a lot of variation between them, and there's not a lot of real powerful messaging as soon as you get there. Maybe some pictures. I was showing a couple yesterday. Financial company with just 3 guys sitting there that work there. A plumbing company with the trucks in the background and 5 people with their arms around each other. It doesn't tell me why they're powerful, why I want to work with them. So there's something called the conversion equation, and having this on a website and your additional messaging is very important. Interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. The interrupt is a headline. Your website should have a headline that really speaks to your audience. Is the person that you are speaking to, they want to make, you want to make them feel you when you get to the website, when they get to the website. Engage is a subheadline, a follow-up messaging to really have them think more, okay, this is someone I really want to, at the very least, learn more about, not do business with. The educate is the pitch, and the offer must be so compelling and irresistible the prospects can't turn it down. Now, the offer is not, please do business with me. The offer is the free offer you have, the lead magnet, and coming up with something that is a tips and tools, quick start guides, cheat sheets, checklists, something that shows how knowledgeable you are in what you do and what makes you stand out against the competition. That is going to be incredibly valuable to them, and also leads to continuing the conversation. If someone comes to your website and you don't know they were there, you might have Google Analytics to see that someone showed up, but they leave and they didn't provide you with any information. It's a lost prospect. They don't exist anymore. But if you're able to get them to give you their email address, their name, and that you can then follow up with them, because many businesses need to follow up with people anywhere between 5 and 12 times to actually get the business, it is very, very valuable moving forward. Because the second piece to this is creating a drip campaign, and that's number 6. So once you have the email address, setting up an automated drip campaign with pre-scripted emails that are providing value, that's showing the strength of what you provide, that are continuing to provide these tips in the process. It's necessary to do. You can then sell more moving forward in the future, but having a call to action in these emails might actually lead them to the sale by themselves, or it's a great piece that you're sharing. So it's not just multiple phone calls you're making to follow up. You want to make sure this conversation continues and they're having the conversation back with you, because that's going to show the strength of who they are wanting to spend their time, effort, and money with. Number 7 is develop stronger joint venture relationships. I'm not sure how many companies are doing this, but there are other companies that have the same prospect as you in different industries. And if you partner with them, you could be trading leads back and forth in a very, very productive way that A, helps you get away from having to do so much prospecting, but B, creates revenue in the process. So if I have a customer and I pass it on to another company and we've contracted to be joint venture partners, if that customer contracts with that company, they give me 10% of that contract. And vice versa, I would provide them with 10%. So there's additional ways to add revenue to your business while sharing leads, and especially if you're able to figure out how to do this in a chain of companies that are similar. And I'll give you the example: weddings. How many companies can you think of that are connected that are vendors for weddings? The hall, the caterer, the photographer, the flowers, the cake, making little tchotchkes to t-shirts and stuff to hand out to people. It's endless of what's there for a wedding. And if you're able to connect with companies that you really trust and love working with, you can be passing leads left and right all month, all year, and make hundreds of thousands of dollars in the process with these joint venture contracting. So please give this serious consideration within the relationships you have. Number 8 is create upsell, cross-sell, and downsell strategies. Depending on what you do and what kind of products you have, it's very important to really understand your pricing and understand what your items are and how they can somewhat be bundled together. The greatest examples really is McDonald's. An upsell is involving offering a larger or higher quality, higher priced product or service at the time of the initial sale. And connecting that with McDonald's is, would you like to supersize that? And a cross-sell, offering a complimentary product or service at the same time of initial sale. Would you like fries with that? If you make that offer at the time of sale, research shows that 34% of the time, customers will say yes and take you up on that offer. It's a third of the time. So if you're not making an offer, you're leaving a lot of money and opportunity on the table. So you want to strategize on what you have, what the costs are, creating a plan so that everyone involved from start to finish knows that these offers are available so that they can be shared with the customer and then hopefully transaction upon. Downselling is coming up with a concept of a secondary product. So if you are selling flowers and you have a big bouquet and it is $50 and you have a slightly smaller bouquet at $35, but still is beautiful, if someone says no to the $50 bouquet, they may walk out the door and you may not get anything from this transaction. But if you offer them a secondary item, a downsell at $35, it might be better in their budget, and they may take you up on it, and then you have a customer that you can then nurture for future transactions in the future. Number 9, eliminate discounting. I don't think people realize how much discounting doesn't drag in or bring in the traffic they hope, and really in reflection to what it does to the profit margins. Sometimes if you discount 10%, you may have to sell 50% more just to break even. And research shows that only you discount 20 to 40% of people really making a big change in their decision making. And if you do that, you've lost your profit margin right there. So if you eliminate discounting, how do you help keep yourself on par with possible competition? You want to get creative, and number 10, bundle products and services together to command a higher price. So you might have 2 different items. I love when I give this example: a cell phone and a mouse that separately they may be $110 separate, but one other competitor doesn't sell the mouse, and you put them together and you sell them for $130 and create the value behind it. People will see that value and purchase from you. There are a lot of times when people will spend twice as much if they think they can find 4 times the value. So think about things on a value level, not a price level, and it might get you out of that apples to apples competition that you feel you might be in with customers. Those are my 10. It's a lot of information. I did it very fast. I'm always happy to share it at a much slower pace. If you want to contact me to communicate this a little bit slower and how it relates specifically for you. Again, my website is profitmasterbusinesssolutions.com. There's a way to connect with me there. there's an opportunity to download my book that actually goes through these in a little different order and a little more detail of how you can find ways to triple your leads, double your sales, and find revenue in your business that you're leaving on the table. If you're not, if you don't have an upsell or cross sell, that's 34% of the time you've left money on the table. So think about it that way. Think about creative ways to create revenue for your business, and you can get things revved up even in what's going on with this economy, no matter what market and state you're in. And I appreciate the opportunity to share that with you.
Wow. Thank you so very much for that powerful information, because as you were talking, the thing that came to my mind, since I'm in radio, you know, advertising is all about making impressions out there, because you got to get your name out there. You got to stay in touch with people, because just look at your little cell phone. Look at all the ads you see on there today that you didn't see on there a year ago. All
Very
these
true.
company, yeah. And one of my favorites, well, I say favorites, not a favorite ad, but just kind of stuck in my mind, was the one on Wells Fargo Bank. And their message is, you know, they show a couple of people, you know, taking care of business, you know, and at the very end, their message is Wells Fargo / your bank. They want to impress and imprint in your mind when you see the Wells Fargo sign. And this is not a commercial for Wells Fargo, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have any stock or anything like that in the company, but they just want you to impress in their mind that when you see Wells Fargo, it just triggers your mind, your bank. And that's all about impressions. And that's why it's so critical what you're saying in this day and time. Also, that people are going to connect with you. Give them a reason to connect with you. Provide value. Build yourself up. Make yourself attractive. Make yourself the irresistible offer, right? You're the go-to person. You're the subject matter expert. You're the one that can solve their problems, and you don't have to be the cheapest guy on the block to do that, do you, Howard?
That's very true.
Yeah.
You just got to be the most efficient in what you're charging.
You're exactly right. And your website and your email address, would you be kind enough to do that? Share that with us?
Absolutely. Again, profitmasterbusinesssolutions.com, and my email address, howard@profitmasterbusinesssolutions.com.
Okay, good. And I want to cut on Deidre's camera if she's still with us, and asked her to, because I didn't get a chance, I forgot to ask for you to share your website and your email address with everyone. Would you be kind enough to share that with us, please?
No problem. The quickest way to get to my website is bolduvideo.com. That's YOU video.com. And my email address is Deidre@boldvideosolutions.com. And my
like
Deidre
that.
is DEIDRE.
DEIDRE. Good deal. That's amazing. I want to thank both of you for a wonderful show today. The messages of inspiration, hope, and support. Good speakers like you, good presentators like you, professional people like you. You're the ones that make me look good. And you're the reason why people like to tune into the show. And just want to thank you for volunteering your time. Because everything here, ladies and gentlemen, no one gets paid for anything. We're the ones that actually, Speakers Pathway, we're the ones that actually pay for all the work behind the scene, you know, doing the videos and all that, because that's our gift to these speakers, because therefore they can use their presentation here anywhere they want to. It's theirs free. It's our gift to them. And when you think of speakerspathway.com, it was described to me today or yesterday. I was telling a friend about everything we do. He's familiar with this, and I told him about the 6-minute webinar, and he says, "Holy smokes, Jim." I said, "Yeah, I tell people we're like a buffet. You know, come and dine and feed your needs, regardless of what your business is. We can help you. And if not, you know, no harm, no foul. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee." But he says, "Jim, you guys are like a superstore on steroids." And I thought, okay, I can handle that. And, you know, I know you guys are, you know, with what you presented today, wow, you just added more and more content to the messages of inspiration, hope, and support. And truly, you guys, your presentation, you make us look good. That's why we do what we do. And this is a classic example. If you pay it forward and you help others, like Howard was talking about joint ventures and all that, guess what? It works. Mm-hmm. It truly works, because people, if they trust you and they like you and you refer someone, you've blessed everybody. It's a win-win-win situation. So please take advantage of that in this day and time. And thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Howard, Deidre, thank you so very much. I'm so glad that you were able to be with us today. And I'm just impressed with both of your messages. You did a fantastic job. And like I say, you make me look good. I mean,
Thank you for having me.
Yes,
Well,
thank you
thank
very
you.
much.
thank you. Hope you have a wonderful day. And thanks again on behalf of everyone out there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jim Grant. I'm the co-founder of speakerspathway.com. We're the home of the only official home of the 6-minute webinar. Come and check us out. If we can help you, please let us know. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Give everybody a chance to wave goodbye. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.